Hello, I'm Angela Legh, and I am here today because I saw a YouTube video. It was a Lewis Howse Instilling Greatness YouTube video in which a psychologist was talking about holding on to resentment. And I was quite disturbed by this professional who was touting the idea that staying in resentment is actually beneficial to victims. She was specifically talking about victims of narcissism. This video caused me to sit down and write an article that will probably be published in the Los Angeles Tribune. And I just want to share some of the salient points from that article. So, what this psychologist had said is that victims of narcissistic behavior have every right to withhold forgiveness. And while this idea may feel right to some people, it actually, within me, raises profound questions about the essence of forgiveness and its transformative power. So it's important that you understand that forgiveness is not a mandate, it's a choice. And that choice can have profound implications on your emotional well-being. One of the things that the psychologist said was about being authentic in your emotions, and that resentment is an emotion that is a valid emotion given the experiences. She also said that, people who forgive will say that they still have a little bit of resentment. And she averred that this means they're not truly forgiving. I cannot argue with any of that. However, as someone who experienced a lifetime of abuse, I can tell you that yes, there's validity in acknowledging the pain of being exposed to narcissistic behavior. And it can leave enduring scars. There's a lot of energetic complexities around this issue. But one of them is that there is no denying the validity of your emotions, and that includes resentment. But once you look at resentment through the lens of victim energy, you might come to a new understanding of what that means. So, what is victim energy? It's the state of being trapped in a cycle of blame, resentment, and what it is powerlessness. It's a palpable force, and that can consume individuals, basically rendering them unable to start a healing journey. And while it's understandable that given the behavior of those around you, that you may harbor resentment, when you understand victim energy, you will understand that that resentment perpetuates a disempowering narrative. So forgiveness in this context is not an obligation imposed upon you as the victim. It's a transformative tool for your ability to reclaim agency over yourself. And it breaks you free from the shackles of victimhood. This isn't about saying that the perpetrator did nothing. This isn't about saying that it's not important what they did. It's really an act of self-liberation. So it's important for you to know that forgiveness is a gift that we give ourselves. It's not for anyone else. When we harbor resentment and we refuse to forgive, we inadvertently relinquish our power. We hand all the power over to the perpetrator, and we entrap ourselves in the role of victim. And if this is the choice that you make to hold on to resentment, it fosters bitterness and perpetuates the cycles of pain. So how do you step out of this victim energy? You need to understand some fundamental things. One is that hurt people hurt people. And this isn't about excusing harmful behavior, but it is a lens through which we can look and see the person with empathy and compassion. And the second understanding is that we must embrace responsibility for our reactions to our circumstances. So when you are triggered by the words or behavior of another person, it's really easy to slip into blame and say they did that to us. But true empowerment comes from recognizing that our reactions are within our control. When we shift the focus from blaming someone to self-awareness, we reclaim our power and we pave the way for emotional healing. Okay, and lastly, releasing resentment. Forgiveness is not about condoning the act or forgetting that harm was inflicted upon us. It's about freeing ourselves from the shackles of resentment and bitterness. When we let go of resentment, we untether ourselves from the past and we open the door to liberation and renewal. So, in essence, forgiveness is a profound act of self-love and compassion. It's a gift that we give ourselves. By extending forgiveness, we release the burdens of the past, and that allows us to embrace the possibilities of a brighter future. I do want to say that forgiveness is a deeply personal journey. No one should tell you that you must forgive. It's a choice you make yourself. It's not always easy, and it's not always straightforward. But as you navigate this terrain, please do it with gentleness and compassion for yourself and for others. Forgiveness is a complex thing, but it is important for us to recognize the power in forgiveness to heal and transform. It's also important that we recognize that forgiveness is not a weakness, but a profound act of strength. So I invite you to comment on this video and let me know your thoughts about forgiveness. Thank you.